Look at her, she's spitting nerdy. Look at her, she's spitting nerdy. Can't you see she's spitting nerdy? Look at her, she's spitting nerdy.
I did not want to do this. In fact, the idea kind of disgusted me. Like, if I'm gonna eat a salad, I wanna eat my salad, not drink it. So the idea of drinking celery juice every morning on an empty stomach just, no. But alas, here I am, and as you can see from the title of this video, I'm about to start drinking celery juice every morning on an empty stomach to see what happens. I ended up deciding to do this for two reasons. One, because you guys keep asking me about it, because as you know, I like to do deep dives into the science behind things and talk about them on this channel. And so I figured, you know, if everyone wants answers, I would do a deep dive. It ended up being an extremely shallow dive, but we'll get to that in a second. And the second reason that I decided to do this is that I have some really weird skin issues. If you've been following me for a while, you already know this, but just to catch all of you up, basically, I don't really have much trouble with acne. I get like 1 or 2 pimples like once or twice a month kind of thing. Like, it's not a big deal, but my skin hates me. I regularly get seemingly random flare-ups of just weird skin symptoms. It's either red or itchy or dry or flaky or bumpy or like any combination of weird skin things. It's 1 or it's 5 symptoms, or it could be like anything. And sometimes it can get extremely uncomfortable and painful, especially if there's a patch of my skin that's extremely dry to the point where it kind of hurts to move the skin. It can also be really, really bad when the itching starts to take over and I'm scratching myself so much that I'm bleeding and covered in bruises because I'm like scratching myself through my fabric so hard that like I bruise myself. It's not the most fun thing in the world, but I've been to a bunch of different doctors, regular doctor, dermatologist, immunologist, etc. None of them have been able to get to the root cause of the issue. The best that they've been able to do is just throw like steroid creams at me, where the side effect is thinning of the skin. So in order to fix my skin, I have to thin my skin. Like the other night, I woke up in the middle of the night because my neck was so itchy. I had to get up, go put more steroid creams on my neck, which is just really not a good thing to do in order to be able to like calm it down and go back to sleep. I was like, you know what? I've tried everything else and nothing has worked. It's worth giving it a shot. Like, it's not gonna hurt me, and thousands of people are claiming that it helped them. Maybe it'll be some miracle cure and it'll cure everything and I'll just become a renewed human being that's amazing and doesn't have skin that tries to kill me in my sleep by making me scratch myself to death. For those of you who have not heard about this celery juice trend, there is this guy called the medical medium who is in no way, shape, or form a licensed medical practitioner. Like, he has 0 qualifications, but he started talking about the health benefits of drinking celery juice, and what he recommends is drinking 16 ounces of fresh celery juice every morning on an empty stomach at least 30 minutes before you eat food. And his claims about what celery juice has the power to do make it sound like a literal miracle tonic. Let me tell you all the things he says it can fix. He claims that it has cured chronic illness, including Hashimoto's, eczema, psoriasis, acne, SIBO, constipation, chronic fatigue syndrome, blood sugar issues, migraines, acid reflux, high blood pressure, addictions, adrenal issues, gout, allergies, autoimmune conditions, and countless other things. Now here's the deal. You guys know me. I like the science. I like to look into the science. There is literally 0 science to support this, like 0. Actually, okay, he does make one claim that there is like 1 science to support, but other than that, 0 science. As I said, he is not a doctor or any sort of licensed medical practitioner. Instead, he gets his information from the spirit of compassion. So he doesn't look into the science, he doesn't take into account human biology, he doesn't look into the mechanisms with which these things could occur. He gets his information from a spirit and then disseminates it to the general population. And he does straight up admit that the mechanisms by which he claims celery juice functions and helps heal the body are not grounded in any science. He claims that there are a ton of pathogens and bacteria, such as the Epstein-Barr virus, that cause all of these different health issues that we experience. So Epstein-Barr is one of the ones that he gives as an example that causes autoimmunity. We'll get to that in a second. But he also claims that a lot of these pathogens and bacteria are undiscovered. Like, we don't know what's causing these diseases, but they exist because he says so. And he says that everything that science has shown about all of these different health issues is completely wrong, and he's right. And then where celery comes into the picture is that he claims that it is full of undiscovered cluster salts. Again, he straight up admits that science has not discovered these cluster salts, but that they have these magical healing powers. And so when we consume celery juice that's full of these cluster salts, the salts get into our body and starve and kill off these other undiscovered pathogens and bacteria that are causing all of these health issues that we have. I managed to find one study that does support the idea that the Epstein-Barr virus switches on risk genes for certain autoimmune conditions. Whether or not celery juice can actually kill the Epstein-Barr virus and whether or not killing the Epstein-Barr virus can actually turn off autoimmunity, couldn't find any research to support that part. So needless to say, I am extraordinarily skeptical of this whole thing. However, there has been such a massive amount of anecdote with thousands of people who have tried this coming forward and saying that it has actually transformed their health. It is impossible to ignore the vast number of people who have experienced this. And with the way science is constantly growing and evolving and changing, and we're learning more and more and discovering more every day, I do think it's really important to recognize when there is a ton of anecdote to support something. Yes, placebo effect is a very real thing. That is why we have clinical trials. But I also think that when there is such a vast amount of anecdote, it can't be ignored and dismissed just because we don't currently have the science to support it. I personally think that the massive amount of anecdote does indicate that celery may have some benefit beyond just having the benefits of being a green leafy vegetable. I have a feeling that if there were research done on this, that we would end up discovering that the medical medium is very wrong in his explanation for the mechanisms for it, but I don't think that means that there isn't some sort of link necessarily. So unless it ends up being revealed that the proliferation of these stories from people who started drinking celery juice and claim that it cured a lot of their health issues is revealed to be an elaborate publicity stunt aimed at selling more books, if that is the case, that's kind of phenomenal and genius. But unless it's revealed that that's the case, then I think that dismissing this as a stupid fad with no significance is a little bit myopic. So with that being said, I am about to embark on my own little celery juice journey where I'm going to be drinking celery juice every morning on an empty stomach before I eat something for 7 days straight to see if it makes any difference, and in the hope that it can potentially help fix my skin issues. I figured I would film a little before physique update just in case I do experience any drastic physique changes. This is what I'm currently looking like pre-celery juice. I'll do a little post-celery juice update too, especially if there's any significant changes. And with that, I think it is time to start juicing some celery. But before we get into it, please do give this video a big thumbs up because it really does support me and my channel, and I really do appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button for more fun little sciencey experiments from me. It is time for celery juice number 1. Got my juicer all cleaned and set up last night. I borrowed it from a neighbor, so I didn't even have to spend any money on it. I just got back from the gym. I had a fantastic lifting session. I hit a deadlift PR, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself, if I may say so, myself. Cheers to potentially fixing all my skin issues. Gonna try to stay hopeful. I don't know why I thought I was just gonna be able to throw this back. I don't even drink this much water in like one go. That was not the worst thing, but not the most pleasant. Now I guess we just wait, and I'll eat in a little bit, and I'll update you if I poop my pants or if I'm feeling any different than normal. About 20 minutes post celery juice, I started getting a little bit of a headache. I ended up eating breakfast about 40 minutes post celery juice, and now it's been a little over, probably about an hour and a half, and I still have a little bit of a headache, but other than that, I'm feeling okay. About 2 hours after finishing the celery, my lips started to get super like weirdly tingly like they usually do when my entire face gets itchy. So I'm a little bit worried about that because they still feel like that, like they feel very strange. They feel like they're drying out from the inside, and I did have a little bout of my arms being extraordinarily itchy earlier. But I'm gonna stay hopeful because if this does end up fixing my skin, I will be juicing celery every single day. Day 2, my lips are still feeling really weird. They're feeling even more dry, which is not encouraging, but we got the post-workout celery juice. About to do a ton of juicing and then a ton of cleaning, because that's the most fun part of this, is cleaning the juicer every single day. It actually went a lot smoother than yesterday, and I'm really hoping that I don't hate the taste more and more as this goes on, because I have a feeling it's just gonna get worse and worse as I drink it. Cheers. Halfway, halfway. I can do this, okay. I don't think that's a taste you ever get used to. Done. So my lips are actually starting to feel kind of normal again, but I have been peeing like non-stop, and this is totally TMI. But I went poop earlier and it kind of felt like my intestines were trying to clear themselves out, which is not necessarily a good thing. Skin update. I am itchy all over my upper body. So much fun. I'm pretty sure I am bleeding in a few places now. It's like super red and there's little raised bumps on it. Like it's not pleasant. The believers will say, your body's detoxing. This is what's supposed to happen. The haters will say, you're allergic. Run away as fast as possible. It's bad for you. I'm inclined to think that my skin just likes to do this sometimes, and it's just doing it for the heck of it. Not because of the celery, not because I wasn't drinking celery before, just because my skin hates me and it's just doing it. It is time for celery juice number 3. This juicing thing is definitely getting easier. It's not getting any more fun though. Oh no, I think I made way too much today. Not drinking that. It's like 15 minutes post celery and I'm feeling extraordinarily bloated and kind of uncomfortable right now. Not sure if it's the celery. Haven't had anything else today. Probably the celery. Day 4, just finished my workout and all I want to do is eat real food right now. But no. Gotta juice some celery. I know that you're probably like supposed to drink the celery juice first thing in the morning, like before you work out if you train fasted, but honestly, like I would not be able to train with that much liquid in my stomach. I never consume anything before I work out, and if I do, it's just like a little bit of coffee or something like that. If I drank 16 ounces of celery juice and tried to get a workout in, I would be throwing celery juice up all over the gym floor. And no one really wants that to happen. Not me, not the owners of the gym, not anyone. So we gotta stick with post-gym celery juices. I have to admit, I'm a little bit disappointed, not surprised at all, but a little bit disappointed that I don't feel any difference whatsoever. I honestly even feel like I might be getting sick right now, and if celery does all of the cool things that it theoretically does, like killing all pathogen viruses and bacteria and stuff, I shouldn't be getting sick. My skin ended up getting super itchy. I threw on some steroid cream and now it's fine again. I hate doing that, but you know, I was waking up in the middle of the night scratching myself, so you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't feel any more energy. Like I never relied on caffeine in the first place, so it's not like I had to replace any energy with anything. I don't know. It's only day 4. I've only done this 3 days in a row, so it's not like I should expect a miracle, but as skeptical as I was, there was a wee bit of hope in me that it was just gonna be some miracle and I was gonna feel like a new human and everything was gonna be amazing. But so far, all I've done is use a lot of water to wash some celery. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. Juice number 4, here we go. A lot of people that try this and don't experience any of the like bigger benefits do tend to report that their digestion feels better and they feel less bloated, but I don't even feel that. Like I woke up this morning feeling like kind of bloated and kind of like my digestion wasn't perfect. Oh well, 4 down, 3 to go to prove me wrong. I've got juice number 5 today. It is a rest day, so I'm actually getting to drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, so we'll see if it makes any difference. I'm also hoping that it can kind of help my stomach, because my stomach has not been super happy for like the last 12 hours, so maybe it can work its miracle magical powers and help me feel better. It's the end of day, whatever day it is, and there are a couple things worth noting. 1, doing a face mask, so potential confounding variable. If I wake up tomorrow and my skin is glowing, might not be because of the celery juice, might be because of the face mask. Number 2, for the last like day and a half, I have had pretty bad stomach issues going on, something that I haven't really experienced before. It just kind of hurts, a little bit of cramping going on in there. There's nothing that I ate in particular that I would think would do that. There was nothing that I ate that was out of the ordinary. The only thing is the celery juice, so I'm really hoping that it's not the celery juice causing me this much pain. And here we have a glass of juice at number 6. I'm going to the gym a little bit later today, so I'm actually having this pre-gym. Hopefully being full of celery juice does not negatively impact my workout. I'm probably not gonna get to the gym for another hour, so hopefully I'll have time to digest it all and not just have celery sloshing around in my tummy for my entire workout. I will say this, I have definitely gotten used to the taste. Like, I don't like it, but it no longer makes me want to choke and gag and die. My stomach is not happy. for the last like 2 days, it has just been fluctuating between feeling like I want to throw up and getting like bad stomach cramps, and I just have not wanted to eat. I've been eating, but I just have not wanted to eat, and it's not fun. And the only thing that is different about my diet is the celery. Not saying it is the celery, just saying there's nothing else I can think of that it could be. I only have 1 more day left to make the 7 days, so I am gonna have celery juice again tomorrow, but then I think I'm gonna take a few days off and see if my stomach does get better before I decide whether or not I want to continue with this. I just prepped my celery for my final celery juice of this little experiment. I like to think that I'm someone who's fairly in tune with their body. Like, I feel like I can usually tell if a food makes me feel good or makes me feel bad, and right now, my body is kind of screaming at me to not have this celery juice. It's saying, Marissa, this is gonna make your stomach continue to hurt. Stop now so that you don't have to be in pain. But this is the last day. I'm gonna do it just because I committed to it. But I am really excited to not have this juice again and see if my stomach gets better. My digestion has not been this bad in as long as I can remember. Like, this is not pleasant. And I'm pretty sure it's a celery. I have to take my celery juice to go today because I am rushing off to a hair appointment in just a few minutes. Haven't gotten my hair cut in like a year, so it is in desperate need of a little bit of a cut. So I'm gonna be drinking this on my way, and I will catch up with you guys either later tonight or tomorrow when all of this is over. And we are done. I have made it through an entire week of drinking celery juice every day on an empty stomach, and wow, that was an experience. I think there are 2 positives to note from this experience. The first is that my taste buds changed so much in just 7 days. The first time I drank the celery juice, it was disgusting. I did not enjoy it at all. I felt like I was gagging. It was not pleasant. By day 7, it just kind of tasted like it had a mild flavor, but it wasn't in any way like gross, and it didn't make me gag. I was able to drink it pretty easily. And I think that's actually a really important takeaway, to note how quickly your taste buds can change and adapt to new flavors and healthier things. If you take 7 days and decrease your sugar intake, you're a lot less likely to need that sugar to make things palatable. If you hate the taste of vegetables, you might just commit to eating them for a month, and by the end of the month, you might actually enjoy some of them. Will I start drinking green juices on the regular? Probably not. The only other positive note is that I did not turn into a celery, although I did find a celery leaf in my hair about 5 minutes before filming this, so who knows, maybe I am actually turning into a celery. As far as my skin goes, this did not seem to have any impact whatsoever. Last night, my skin started freaking out a little bit again. It wasn't really bad, but it definitely wasn't really good. My whole legs were just super itchy. I have this patch on my wrist now that's like mostly bruised because I was scratching it really, really hard. Like, my skin is not in any way, shape, or form doing any better than it was a week ago. But what did get a lot worse was my digestion. I have never had my digestion be this bad. It was on like day 2 or 3 that I started to think I was getting sick, and it was because my stomach was kind of upset, but no, it wasn't getting sick. It was just my stomach being very upset. I'll insert my post-celery juicing body update right here so you can see just how much of a difference it made to how bloated I am, how distended my stomach is. It looks like I gained about 10 pounds of fat. I'm almost 100% sure I did not gain any fat during this week. Like, I was not eating in enough of a calorie surplus to gain more than like maybe half a pound of fat. So my stomach being so much bigger right now is due to the fact that I am struggling to digest everything that goes in my body, which is not fun. But the fact that I look like I gained 10 pounds doesn't really worry me too much, because I know that as soon as my digestion goes back to normal, my aesthetic will go back to normal. What sucked the most was the actual pain that I felt. Like, I started getting really bad stomach cramps. I would just be sitting there or standing there and my stomach would just start being really painful. And in between that, I would get surges of what felt like almost acid refluxy kind of symptoms. Like, my stomach just felt kind of acidic, and it felt like I could almost throw up a little bit. Like, this has just generally not been a pleasant experience, and it clearly was not working for my body. So with that being said, I have 0 plans to continue doing this whole celery juicing thing. 0. Never again. But do I recommend it? Well, I don't not recommend it, but I also don't think everyone needs to go out and start juicing celery. There are many people for whom celery juice has clearly been amazingly beneficial, and then there are other people for whom celery juice just doesn't work very well. And this serves to highlight very well something that I talk about all the time, and one of the big takeaways that I hope everyone gets from my channel, and that is that there is no one miracle cure. There is no one ideal diet for all people. Something that works really well for one person might actually be detrimental to another. So celery juice, not a miracle. Vegan diet, not a miracle. Carnivore, not a miracle. Paleo, not a miracle. Keto, not a miracle. Raw diets, not a miracle. Nothing is going to be ideal for every single human on the planet. You have to find what works for you. Humans are a diverse group of animals. There is never going to be one diet that makes all humans optimally healthy. You need to incorporate things into your lifestyle and into your diet if they fit your body. With the diets like the ones that I listed being a little cultish and religious, it can be extremely easy to get caught up in the dogma surrounding those diets, especially if it's a diet that you tried and it fixed a ton of your health issues. It can be so easy to link that to that being the miracle diet that's going to fix everyone, and then taking that dogma and trying to push it onto everyone else, when in reality, that diet works really well for your body. It does not mean it's going to work really well for your best friend or for your neighbor or for your mother, although if you're genetically related, it might work for your mother a little bit better than your neighbor, but it does not mean that it's also going to cure everyone else in the human race. How to offend people on the internet 101. Claim that their diet is not a miracle cure. Looking forward to the comment section on this video. Speaking of the comment section though, I would love to know your personal experience with celery juice. If you tried it, if it worked for you, if it didn't work for you, if you just think it's so disgusting that you would never try it, just let me know what your experience is, what your thoughts are, and we can have a healthy discussion without resorting to all the diet dogma. Yeah? Cool. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up because it really does support me and my channel and I really appreciate it. Please share it with your friends and your family and your fellow celery lovers and or haters. Hit that subscribe button to see more videos from me, and make sure you hit that notification button so you actually get notified about my videos, and I will see you very soon. Bye.